ज्ञानतमरस्य
ज्ञानां जनाशलाकया
ज्ञानाञ्जनाशया
चक्षुर्मिलितं येन
चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन
तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः।
तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः।
नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय
नमो
ॐ विष्णुपादाय
कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले
कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले
श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त
श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त
स्वामिनिति नामिने।
स्वामी
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे
नमस्ते सरस्वती
गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे
गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे
निर्विशेष शून्यवादी
निर्विशेष शून्यवादी
पाशादेशतारिणे
पाशादेशतारिणे।
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य
प्रभु नित्यानंद
प्रभु नित्यानंद
अद्वैत गदाधर
श्री अद्वैत गदाधर
श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा
हरे
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे
कृष्णा
हरे राम हरे राम
हरे राम
राम राम हरे हरे
राम राम हरे
हरे कृष्णा। So start with our session with the and today is going to be a very, very special session. It's called Prayers of Queen Kunti. And it's a very devotional chapter talking about Krishna's devotion to Kunti. So as last time we saw in the 7th chapter, how Ashwathama released a Brahmastra, Arjuna released his own Brahmastra and withdraw both the Brahmastra. But in between, Ashwathama had directed the 5 Brahmastra toward the 5 Pandavas and to Parikshit. So this description was not in the 7th chapter, now is mentioned in the 8th chapter. And how Krishna protected Parikshit. So last time we saw that how Ashwathama was released by Draupadi there, though Arjuna disfigured him, removed the jewel from his, Krishna cursed him, but they release him on the pretext that he's a Brahman. There. And then many lessons they learned, conflict resolution and all this. Right? The today's chapter is how Krishna protects his devotee, how Krishna is merciful to his devotees, भगवान अपने भक्तों को कैसे बचाते हैं. See, in this world, especially people come when they're in difficulty, when they're in need, they come to God. And when they understand that how the Lord protects his devotees, their heart transforms, their heart changes. And it was very, very important to know how the Lord protects his devotees. So let's start with this chapter. So prayers by Kunti and Parikshit saved. So what had happened after the Ashwathama episode? The episode come where so many crores of people had died in the battle of Mahabharata. And now Pandavas are going to pacify their bereaved relatives. So many dead bodies are burning. So many mothers are crying. And Pandavas are going to pacify them. So Pandavas offered water and bathed in the Ganges. Everyone was in grief. But amazingly, Krishna himself comes. And Krishna also pacifies them. And Krishna knows when people are in grief, alone pacifying is difficult. So Krishna calls even the sages. And sages are also pacifying the Pandavas. And sages are pacifying the Pandavas, and not only Pandavas, all the Kurus. So many people are dying, and everywhere people are crying. Now, 7 to 16, what happens? Yeah. So 7 to 16, in the initial phase, the first Krishna is going, and the sages are also paying obeisances to Krishna. Krishna also paying obeisances to the sages. And Krishna, the Supreme Lord, he need not pay obeisances to sages, but he shows that he is a Kshatriya, and Kshatriya should pay obeisances to the Brahmanas. And though the Brahmanas will never offer obeisances to Kshatriyas, but since Krishna is Supreme Lord, they are offering obeisances to Krishna. And very amazingly, here Krishna is the Lord of the Mrityu also, Lord of the death also. But so many people are killed. There, Krishna showed the Kala Rupa in the 11th chapter of Gita, that how he has come in the Kala Rupa to kill everybody. But here, he is not in the mood of Kala Rupa. He is going as a relative of the Pandavas to also pacify the relatives who are so much crying for the dead relatives there. And Krishna knows that the specification is not easy work. So he brought all the sages also with him. And the sages were speaking about people. So in fact, in some home, some death and something happens, one should read Bhagavad Gita there. Then people get pacified there. So to pacifying somebody's relatives, when somebody, you go to some place where somebody has passed away, how do you pacify them? I remember one time, one devotee's father passed away, who was also practicing bhakti. So I went to their home to do kirtan, and the dead body was there, and they were doing kirtan. And after the kirtan, I just spoke 5 minutes that how he's a devotee, and now wherever he has gone to Krishna now. Krishna will take care of him. So his life is successful because he performed bhakti throughout his life. And don't worry, his body is here, but he is somewhere, Krishna has put him in a very right position. You don't have to worry. The relative is secure. But the body is left here, but because he performed bhakti, the relative is secure now. So that so when a person is dying, when we talk about the knowledge of scriptures, then people get pacification. Because we say as sure as death in this world. So when people get a knowledge, they understand, and they get elevated. Now what happened? Ashwathama, so first he had directed towards Arjuna, and Arjuna has shot his Brahmastra and brought back. Now, in anger, Ashwathama shot 5 Brahmastra towards the Pandavas. And they were not prepared also to have the Brahmastra. So Krishna came out, and Krishna nullified all those 5 Brahmastra. Now just think, if a country attacks the nuclear missiles, and to counteract nuclear missiles is not an easy thing. But Krishna comes and even neutralizes the Brahmastra, which cannot be neutralized by any devta, anybody, and Krishna neutralizes them and saves the Pandavas. And the Brahmastra had a power that it can destroy as a mass level, and it could be directed towards individual also. So he had directed that towards the Pandavas. So Krishna nullified that. But one Brahmastra, Ashwathama, directed towards Uttara. Uttara, Uttara was carrying Abhimanyu there in her womb. Was Parikshit, Abhimanyu's son. Uttara was the wife of Abhimanyu, who had died in the battlefield. But he was carrying the son of Abhimanyu, that was Parikshit. So now she calls Krishna, Krishna Mahabhayo, that Lord, you only can save me there. And she said, whether to save me or not, please save my emperor. So Ashwathama wanted to kill even the last heir of the Kuru dynasty, that no male member should remain in the Kuru dynasty. So he wanted to kill the Pandavas' sons he had killed. He wanted to kill the Pandavas. And now he's also sending a Brahmastra to kill Parikshit, who's the last heir. And the Kauravas had no children left, Duryodhana and others there. So he was the last heir. So Ashwathama wanted to destroy him. So immediately Krishna went and covered the womb of Uttara. This is a Paramatma, but he appeared as Krishna, went to the womb of Uttara, covered Parikshit with his Yoga Maya, and protected from him from Brahmastra. So Krishna can do what nobody can do. And because this Uttara cried for Lord, please save me, save me. And the Lord was there to save Parikshit. And Parikshit got his name Parikshit because he saw the first thing he saw in his life is the Supreme Lord. So as soon as he came out of the womb, he wanted to say, who was he who saved me? I want to see the Lord. And therefore everybody saying, oh, is he Krishna? Is he Krishna? Thus his name was Parikshit. There. So Mare Krishna, Rakhe Krishna, Mare Go. So many people wanted to, so the Brahmasa wanted to kill Parikshit. But Lord saved him, nobody could do anything. If Krishna wants to kill somebody, nobody can protect him. Krishna wants to protect somebody, nobody can kill him. So therefore, always one should depend on Krishna. And now when Kunti saw this, and now after that, after this whole episode, when Krishna was leaving, Kunti becomes very emotional and she started offering prayers to Krishna. Now just think, it's just Krishna is living with you. Krishna was living with the Pandavas. Krishna was living with Kunti. So Krishna is living with you, and now Krishna is leaving. How will you feel? It's so difficult to tolerate that. That Krishna was leaving, and now you are, and now Krishna is leaving. It's very, very difficult for a person to bear that separation from Krishna. And Kunti Maharani is now praying to Krishna that, and this prayers, so there are 26 prayers around, it starts from verse 18 till 43. So almost, you may say, 26 prayers there. But they have so much devotion, so much message, so much learning, and how she is praying to Krishna. So you're eager to learn these prayers of Kunti Maharani, full of devotion, right? So please hear very attentively because it will go very fast what we are reading. It will not there. So I hope you are ready to learn these prayers of Kunti, and it's going to be very valuable asset for us. There. So first we talk about qualification to see Krishna. No, Kunti Vacha Namasya Purusham Dvadayam Ishvara Prakate Param Alakshaya Sarvbhutana Antarbhai Avasthitam. So you see this photo, beautiful photo. How Krishna is there, Krishna is mounted the chariot, and Kunti is flowing towards there. Oh Krishna, and he is glorifying. Now see, Kunti is a Bua of Krishna. She is auntie of Krishna. Now, have you any time glorified your niece? They're like children. But Kunti here is glorifying his niece. And in the niece, she is talking that Tum Purusha, tu are there. You are Purusha. Krishna will say, yes, I am male only, no? No. You are the original male, Adyam. Yes, everybody is originally, soul is always there. Oh, no. You are Ishvara. Oh, Indra and others are also Ishvara. No. You are Prakriti Param. You are the master of the Prakriti also. And okay, I'm master Prakriti like Paramatma. No. Alakshaya Sarvbhutana. Paramatma still can be understood by intelligence, but you cannot be known. And you're situated inside and outside. And Kunti Maharani just experienced this because Krishna was outside and he saved Vuma Putra Parikshit inside. So he's both outside and inside. She's puzzled. Krishna is outside, Krishna is inside. And she's actually seeing Krishna, offering prayers. And then she says the next prayer, Maya Javanika Chanam Agya Adokshafayam Na Lakshase Muno Drasham Nato Natyo Dharo Yata Tatha Paramhamsanam Muninam. So Maya Javanika Chanam, oh Lord, you're covered by a curtain of Maya. And those who are agya, ignorant, they cannot see you. So Krishna may say, oh, is problem with me that I'm covered by Maya? No, Lord. They are moona, they're foolish, and therefore they cannot see because natto nattu dharata. You play such so nicely as a human being that nobody can understand that you are the Supreme Lord. See, when Krishna comes, he acts so wonderfully that people get puzzled, is he Supreme Lord or who? Like, Krishna will go to the gopis, still their butter, and eat the butter. And gopis will treat Krishna as a small child. Sometime the gopis in Vrindavan, they will say, Krishna, if you dance, we'll give you butter. And Krishna will dance for getting a butter. Now, can you think, see, your child, you can make dance. Or some small boy in your home, you can make him dance, beta, I will give you dance. And she will dance. Now, can you make God dance? That I'll give you butter and you dance? And Krishna is dancing. And he will play such a way that people get confused, is he Supreme Lord or not? And most people end up thinking that he is probably, one of the kings like us. He also ran away from the battlefield. He also, do. So they're not able to understand his glory. Therefore, how? See, for example, one time Bill Gates changed his clothes and came as a very normal person. You know why? He got bored with all his friends because all friends make friendship with him because there's so much money. So he won't get genuine friends. People are more interested in money than him. So he thought, let me change my Vesbhusha, go to a club where nobody knows I'm Bill Gates. So he went to make friends who love him, not his money. The same way God would come concealing his Bhagavata to have intimate pastime with his devotees, where he's not acting like a god. He's acting just like a son, acting like a friend, and acting like a there. And that gave him great joy, that relationships there. So Krishna is acting in such a human way. So he is becoming friend of Arjuna. Arjuna is keeping a Arjuna is telling Krishna, Krishna, take my chariot here. Krishna is taking the chariot there. Arjuna is telling Krishna, take my chariot there. Krishna is taking the chariot there. Now somebody think, Are God, Arjuna is giving instructions to God. We should follow the instructions of God. Here Arjuna is giving instructions to God. So people will not understand. They all understand Krishna is powerful, but they get very much confused seeing the beautiful behavior of Krishna there. So to understand Krishna is not easy. So tatha param. So then who can understand Krishna? Saying that how can we women hope to see you, the object of bhakti, the omniscient liberated sages? For the object of bhakti for the omniscient liberated sages. I'm hopeless as a woman. Can even the omniscient sages, Paramhamsas, who worship you with attraction for your sweet pastimes, be ignorant of the truth about your pastime, know the intricacies of pastime? So even the great sages don't know your sweetness. And those who know your sweetness don't know your greatness. And atheists, they neither know greatness nor the sweetness. So nobody can know you, Krishna, perfectly. Then how I can know you? See, this humility is very, very important in understanding Krishna. We cannot go and dictate Krishna. Krishna, come before me. I want to see you. Right? When Krishna wants to see him, then only we can see. For example, there are so many devotees whose videos are off. Can I force you to open your video? No, unless you open your video, isn't it? Unless you open your video, I can't force you to open your video, isn't it? There. So you have to open. Same way, Krishna is right in our heart, but his audio and video muted. Video is off and audio is muted. And we can't force him to show himself, right? He has to open the window. And he opens it, you can see it. But till the time he has hidden it, you can see. So now there are 100 devotees in the class here. And around 20 devotees have their videos on. But I can't force. I have no system to force, right? I have no force system that please open your video. I can only request. But only when you want to open, you can open the video. So Zoom has given that much control to us. So now what about, can you force God to show his video to us? He's there in everywhere creation, but his hidden, his video is off from where there. So only when he wants to open the video can we see him, not otherwise there. And that's what Kunti Mara is saying, that some people see, some atheists are not able to know Krishna. Even many people saw Krishna. Duryodhana saw Krishna. Did he understood Krishna supreme now? He didn't took benefit. Dhritarashtra, so many people taught them, Hare Krishna is God, Baba, you surrender. Still he did not took benefit of Krishna. He in fact offended his devotees, Dhritarashtra. So many people saw Krishna, could not take benefit of Krishna, but his devotees, Pandavas, they took benefit of Krishna. Kunti, they took benefit of Krishna because Krishna revealed himself to them. So therefore, unless Krishna reveals himself to us, we cannot understand Krishna. There, Krishna has to reveal himself to us, and that's what we then only we can know Krishna with it there. And in that humility, Lord, I can't demand you to show myself. Like Narad Muni, right? Krishna showed Narada boy once and said, my rule is I'll show you once. Not qualified, but when you do bhakti, you will be able to see. There. So we can't force Krishna to see. Same way, the Lord, see, the Lord comes in the Vigraha. We call Shi Vigraha. It's Lord mercy that's appeared in the Shi Vigraha to give us darshan. We can't force our Lord to appear. Krishnaya Vasudevaya. Now Krishna's name being talked about. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah. Now somebody may say, oh, my name is also Krishna. Okay, but here say Krishnaya Vasudevaya. His father's name is Vasudev. Okay, somebody will say, oh, my father's name is Vasudev, my name is Krishna. No, his mother's name is also Devaki. Somebody say, okay, I have mother, father as Vasudev and Devaki, my name is Krishna. Then Nanda Gop Kumaraya, at the time of his birth, only he went to Nanda Kumar. That nobody will be there. So Kunti is specifying whom I am talking about. So nobody should get confused tomorrow. And Sri Prabhupada says, who is more fortunate, Yashoda or Devaki? See, who's Krishna's real mother? Okay, in one sense, both are real mother, but Krishna took birth from the womb of Devaki and went to Gokul. But out of Devaki or Yashoda, who is more fortunate? Yes, you have to answer. Who is more fortunate out of Yashoda and Devaki?
Yashoda Mata.
Yes, Yashoda. See, though Devaki gave birth to Krishna, but who enjoyed Krishna's childhood pastimes? Yashoda. Who fed breast milk to Krishna? Yashoda. Who bound Krishna with a rope? Yashoda. So Yashoda Maya enjoyed. You know why? See, Nanda and Vasudeva and Devaki, they had done tapasya to Lord Vishnu and they got a benediction from Lord Vishnu. But Dhara and Drona, who were Nanda and Yashoda, they did tapasya to Brahmaji. And Brahmaji blessed them that Krishna will play in your palace, will be there. So because Nanda and Yashoda have got blessings of the devotee, so they were more fortunate than Vasudeva and Devaki, who directly got blessings of Supreme Lord. There. So the Nanda and Yashoda were more fortunate than Vasudeva and Devaki. And Krishna's pastimes of the Kumar age, Kashore age, is more sweet than even the Kumara pastime. And this verse is very beautiful. And this meaning is also very easy. Nama Pankaj. Pankaj means lotus. Nabhaya. So Nama means I bow down, I offer respect to you who has a Pankaj Nabhi with lotus navel, who is wearing a lotus garland. You saw in the photo what I showed you? Krishna is wearing a lotus garland. Just while offering these prayers, you're learning these prayers, meditate on this photo of Krishna. what is shown here. That how Krishna is wearing a lotus garland. His navel, you see his navel is carrying a lotus flower, lotus garland, and how beautiful his eyes are looking in this. You see the eyes, so compassionate eyes of Krishna. They are like lotus there, and his lotus feet is also like lotus. Now, why lotus? So you see, lotus is the most beautiful flower, and there's a honey inside it. Let's say the honeybee goes to the lotus there, right? And in between, so nice fragrance lotus gives. If you smell lotus from outside, you'll not feel a smell. You open the lotus, smell, it gives a very wonderful smell, and it's so soft, so nice and thin. And another thing is the lotus. Brahmaji was born in the lotus flower. So everything else Brahmaji has created as a lotus flower. Brahmaji has created everything as lotus flower. So when we are talking about Krishna look like lotus, his whole body is like lotus, eyes are like lotus. So we compare to something which even Brahmaji did not create it. So Krishna is a lotus feet. Now, one amazing thing, why she Srila Prabhupada writes, whenever we see darshan of a deity, which anga of the deity we should see the first? Which is the first anga of the deity we should see? Yeah, feet. So if you directly see the face, you will not get much mercy. You should first see the feet of the deity. Why? When you go to a friend, you see like this. When you go to a big personality, you see like this. First, you see their feet, pranam. Okay. Even when we meet the Vaishnavas, we do Panchanga pranam. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhu devachapatinam pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Offering respect to the Vaishnavas. The same way, and when we come to the Supreme Lord, to the temple, we offer the Purusha, the males offer Dandat Pranam, and Mataji is offered the Panchang Pranam there to the Lord. So that we see the Lord's lotus feet first. That's the idea behind doing this Pranam, that we first see the lotus feet of the Lord. Because there's a great nectar. There is a great nectar at the lotus feet of the Lord there, which is for the devotees. And when you see somebody from a lotus feet, it is a sign of submission. Oh, I take your shelter, you are great. So therefore, the devotees first see the lotus feet. Then they see the knees, then they see the waist, then they see the navel, then see the chest, then see the face of the Lord. So like that, our meditation should go when you're seeing a photo of the Lord or the Lord, the deities, or whatever we are seeing the Lord, that way our meditation should go. But here if you see, Kunti, she comes at the feet, the later part. She starts with navel. Can you say why? Why Kunti started with navel and then came to the feet? Because is a bhatija, no? Is a nephew. Bhanja, right? Kunti is the bua. Kunti is the bua, so he's a bhatija. So now he may feel embarrassed now that my aunt is glorifying me and talking about my lotus feet. So therefore Kunti first talk about the navel so that Krishna doesn't feel embarrassed. And Krishna maintain the relationship. And Kunti is talking about there. And if you remember, this is so beautiful form, we just get entered in our mind. And now he says, Yatha Rishikesha Khalena Devaki, Kansena Nudhacharam Chicharita. You save Devaki. You save Devaki from the cruel hands of Kamsa. Kamsena Nudhachatam Chicharpitaha, Vimochitaham cha Sahatmaja Vipho, Toevanathena Mohudvipatkana. There. And, O Master Sensu Lord, just as you protected Devaki in prison for a long time, we will Kamsa. You, my master, release me along with my son repeatedly from even greater dangers, since I was afflicted with great sufferings. So Kunti is remembering, see very amazingly, Krishna saved Devaki, But Krishna did not save Devaki's children. But Krishna saved Kunti's children on the Pandavas. Before the war of Kurukshetra began, Krishna promised Kunti, your 5 सूरज चांद चाहे सूरज ढल जाए, सूरज चला जाए, चांद को कुछ हो जाए, लेकिन your 5 sons will come back from the battlefield. Krishna had promised to Kunti. Now, if you see the battlefield of Kurukshetra, it was very less likely all the 5 Pandavas will come back. Because to fight, somebody fight against Bhishma and come back. Somebody fights against Dronacharya and come back. They were big people. But because Krishna had promised it, and whatever Krishna says becomes truth, they came back. Kante pati jane name bhaktya pranashati. So Krishna always protects his devotees. There. In fact, for Krishna, see, in Bhagavad Gita, why Krishna saying Kante pati jane name bhaktya pranashati? Then to protect his devotees, Krishna can break his vow also. Like Krishna had taken a vow that I will not lift any weapon on the battlefield. Now, when these 5 Brahmastras were approaching the Pandavas, so the battlefield was over formally, but some part of the battlefield. So Krishna lifted his weapon and destroyed those Brahmastras. So he, wanting to know himself as Bhaktavatsala, than to be moralist. So Krishna is ready to protect his devotees. So Krishna is telling to Arjuna, Arjuna, you declare that Kante pati jane name bhakti pranashati. So Krishna is ready to do anything to protect his devotees. So Krishna has a different policies for his devotees. Even his devotees committed some sin, then also Krishna will, if he is not taking benefit, if it's not a premeditated sin, but happened by mistake, Krishna is ready to save his devotees. Krishna gives so much leniency to his devotees. Krishna loves so much of his devotees there. So that's so much beautiful. How fortunate we are to become a Krishna's devotee, and how Krishna loves his devotee. So it's actually perfection of life to become a Krishna devotee. So all of us so fortunate that you come to hear about Krishna, taking out your time, chanting Krishna's name every day. It's not easy, and that's what the scriptures are telling us. That how Krishna deals with his devotees, how Kunti is touched by Krishna's so much there, how Krishna is protecting Kunti Maharani, Krishna is dealing with the Pandavas, Krishna is dealing everybody, and hold this 8, 9, 10, 11 chapters, so beautiful chapters there. And as devotees, we should hear this. Then only our bhakti will grow. We will go deeper into our spiritual life because of all this. So I was more afflicted with suffering by my karmas. I was suffering even more than Devaki. I was saved by you, my master. She had a husband. Vasudeva thus had the possibility of having more children. So see, the Devaki had Vasudeva, but Kunti, her husband, was dead. So Krishna protected her sons. So that way, Kunti was more fortunate feeling. And thus she said, now she's recounting when all did Krishna save the Pandavas. Vishan Mahagne Purushad Darshana. So Vishan Mahagne. So Vishan. So what had happened? Now, actually, this is a very important part of this session. If you understand this, it will really help you how Krishna protects his devotees. See, what had happened? Bhima, the Duryodhana was very envious of Bhima. So he brought poisoned laddus and fed one after another. And Bhima also ate nicely. But nothing happened to Bhima. But by the time evening happened, Bhima started getting chakkar. And as Bhima got chakkar, they threw Duryodhana and other brothers, they threw Bhima into the river because they were all fearful of Bhima. Because Bhima alone will fight with 100 Kauravas. So they throw Bhima into the river with putting a stone so he doesn't come back. So Bhima went, and he went to the Nagloka. Somehow the route in the river went to Nagloka. So when Bhima went to Nagloka, the serpent started biting Bhima. And the serpent started biting, one poison cuts another poison, right? So Bhima came to life and he started playing the serpents only. And then the king of the snakes came. And Vasuki said, "Arey, arey, arey, ye to Kunti ka beta hai, ye to hamara hi relative hai." So then they gave a feast to Bhima. And they gave him the pots of elixir. So this elixir is such a thing, if somebody drinks one pot of elixir, he develops a strength of 1,000 elephants. So Bhima drank 8 to 10 pots of elixir and slept for 10 days. And after he got up, he had a strength of 10,000 elephants. So from childhood also, because the son of Vayudev, he was so powerful, when he took a bird, the stone on which he took bird, that broke by his weight. That was the power of Bhima there. The stone broke when Bhima was child. So just think when there, what was the strength? And now drinking elixir, he became more powerful than 10,000 elephants. Now, what is the strength of 10,000 elephants? You smash one elephant, and that smash was so powerful that 10,000 elephants in a row are wiped out. That's called the strength of 10,000 elephants. And one element is so powerful, it can take a man like anything and there. In the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Bhima will take elephants. Elephants will cry like anything. So many elephants he will push down. That was a raw strength of Bhima there in the battlefield. Anything comes to it. But now, very amazingly, here Krishna was not involved. But still Krishna, Kunti is thinking, Krishna, you only protected me. Krishna, you only protected. So devotee, see, we may not see Krishna every time. Like Kunti, though Krishna was present on the planet that time. But Krishna personally did not care. But Kunti understood Krishna only saved in these difficulties. So devotee understand that whatever difficulties are coming in our life, Krishna only saved. You remember I told the story of Anand Vrindavani Mataji, near-death experience during the Gita session. She saw how Jagannath, from the time she was chanting one round, Jagannath was always there with her, always protecting her there. So the moment you start chanting Krishna's name, Krishna is there with you, protecting you some way or the other. We may not realize it, but Lord is always there. So devotee should always take his shelter. So you're becoming a devotee of the Lord is so amazing, actually. There is nothing could be so wonderful than becoming a devotee of Krishna in this world. So Kunti remembering. Then Vishan Mahagde. So the Dhritarashtra had sent his Pandavas to the forest of Varnavrat to enjoy. Yudhishthira understood some problem is there. Then Vidura sent a person to excavate the cave and gave a message. And when Vidura gave that message, what happened? Dev also executed. That day, somebody had come. That day, somebody had come. Who that person was there? So the one lady with 5 children came and they slept. And that's the day the people they burned, who were supposed to burn the Lakshagrah, make of lak. Lak is very easily burnt material. So they put fire. And by the time tunnel was ready, immediately Bhima and all others escaped and the life was saved. So here Kunti is saying, Lord, you saved us there. And they went, and then they went in the forest. That time Bakasur was there. Vishan Mahavane Purushad Darshana. Purushad. So the man eater was there. But Bhima went and killed that man eater Bakasur. So the rule of the village was they have to send one person with full load of cart of food. And they were staying in that house. So that lady was crying. Kunti said, no, my son will go, don't worry. And Bhima went and killed that Bakasur also and came there. So Krishna saved that time. Then Vishan Magne Pushadana Asasabhaya. Draupadi was crying. Everybody asking, Are, what is his justice? He Yudhishthira lost himself before. How can he lose me? She went to Dhritarashtra, she went to Bhishma, Drona. Nobody was telling anything. And then Draupadi, finally, when Dushashan was pulling her sari there, and Avadilati, and when she saw nobody's helping, he cried out, Govinda, Madhava, O Krishna. And that time Krishna came in the form of unlimited sari, protected. So Kunti is telling, he protected my daughter-in-law, my daughter. So many places Kunti is seeing Krishna's protection in our life. The same way a devotee should see how Krishna is protecting us in our life. I would have told the story of one during the Bombay attacks in Taj Hotel. When the Taj Hotel attacks happened, there was one Mataji who was a waiter in that hotel. And she saw the terrorists had come. She thought this is her last life now. Now I'm going to die. So what should you do if you're going to die? Antakale Chamamina Swananupla Kalina. Remember Krishna the time of death. So she hid herself in a table and took her bead bag and keep chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. 1 hour passed by, 2 hours passed by, 3 hours passed by. Nothing up. There's a police came. So Krishna protected her. Probably even some terrorists saw her and thought, oh, she's intensely chanting the name of the Lord. She's a woman, let me leave. So how the Lord protect his devotees is very amazing. भगवान अपने भक्तों को कैसे बचाते हैं ना, something very amazing thing. And how Lord saves his devotees. So we should have faith. Avasya Rakshibe Krishna. It's one of the parts of the Sharanagati. So whatever situations there, Krishna will always protect us there. And whatever happening in our life, up or down, kam or jada, Lord has some good plan for us. Even some things are going as a reverse in our life, but Krishna has some plan for us in our life that faith one should have. And go this way. And they said, you protected my sons in the battlefield. They were big Timingla fishes like Bhishma, Drona. Bhishma, one place Papa said, Bhishma was 25,000 Arjunas. That was the power of Bhishma. If Bhishma alone is sitting, you bring all the Devtas and all the Danvas, he can alone fight with them. That was the power of Bhishma. He was the son of Ganga, disciple of Parikshit. Nobody could stand. But because Krishna was there, they won over Bhishma. In fact, Bhishma had promised. Bhishma gave, Duryodhana was telling, you're not fighting to your best, you're showing kindness to the Pandavas. Then Bhishma became a little angry. He brought those 5 arrows and gave to Duryodhana. This 5 arrows, I'll give all the 5 Pandavas. Then Krishna told, Arjuna, you remember Duryodhana had given one vow one time. He was dying, you saved his life. Somebody was killing him. That time, Duryodhana had given you a boon. He said, when time passes, I will ask. So go and ask those 5 arrows. Then Arjuna goes to Duryodhana and asks for those 5 arrows. And he asked, oh, how do you know? And Arjuna said, who will tell? Krishna only told me I'll take the 5 arrows. And that night, Duryodhana still thought, oh, maybe Krishna is Supreme Lord. How does he know? Then he thought, no, he's partial to the Pandavas. That's why he may not be God. He could understand that. So Krishna saved all the Pandavas at that time. And Kunti is remembering this. And Kunti, she prays in this beautiful pastime further. Vipta santuta shasha tatra jagat guru bhakto darshana yasyada puna bhav darshana. So even these miseries came to me, Lord. I'm not complaining. But these miseries gave me a passion to remember you. And remembering you means I don't coming out the cycle of birth and death. We don't take birth again. So in this world, there's sufficient miseries, sufficient problems in life. But if you can remember Krishna, oh Lord, even you're praying to Krishna to remove the suffering, at least you're remembering Krishna. And remembering Krishna means you'll not take birth again. And you will go back to him. And if you don't take birth again, that means what? You don't suffer again in this world. So devotee is intelligent. Devotee understand. See, we all have some suffering in our life. How many of you say we have some suffering in our life? Or can anyone say, I have no suffering in my life? Can anyone say, I have no suffering in my life? Suffering, let's have a suffering challenge. Suffering challenge. Can anybody say, I have no suffering in my life? Okay, I think by mistake. Can anybody say that he or she has no suffering in life, everything is good? Once, one lecture was happening and one Maharaj was talking about that life is full of suffering. And one person was arguing, no, there's no suffering only in life. I see everything going on. And Maharaj said, I bless you. And that person came after 5 years. बोले कभी महाराज वगैरह से argue नहीं करना चाहिए. Because after that time, every day in his life there was a suffering. So the point is, see, all of us have some suffering in this life. But in that suffering, you can remember Krishna. Oh Lord, I have this problem. You know what is good for me. You know what will bring you closer to me. Then suffering becomes impetus for you to remember Krishna. And you forget suffering, you remember Krishna more. That's the beauty. And if you remember Krishna more, then no more suffering. You don't take birth again. So the coming to this material world only the cause of suffering in this world. If you don't come to this world, you go to spiritual world, enjoy with Krishna, then why there will be any suffering in this world? And that's what all the scriptures are talking about. Worship Krishna, serve Krishna, and go to Krishna and serve Krishna in the spiritual world. Why we have to have so many problems, face so many problems in the material world, right? Why to come back here again? Why to come back here again unless you want to preach here? Prahlad is saying, I want to stay in this world till the time all these foolish people who are engaged in sense gratification are here. I want to come again and again and take them back to God at my heart. And I don't worry about myself. I'm engaged in hearing their pastimes. I'm engaged in remembering. So such preachers may want to come back again and again to deliver. Like Srila Prabhupada says, I was sent to Krishna, I don't want to go material. Krishna, no, don't worry, you go, I will make all arrangements for you. So great souls, the Nitya Siddha like Srila Prabhupada comes to take us back home, back to God there. So we should understand that how that the cause of suffering is this birth. The moment we remember Krishna, we don't take another birth. Janam karma chami devyam eva vati tatvata tatva deham paranjana naiti mamiti sarjana. We don't take another birth, and what happens? We go back home, back to God. And that's a beautiful thing which happens. So here, she's telling, if you're proud, you cannot chant the holy names of the Lord. You see this person looking very proud, no? There. So if you're proud, you cannot chant the holy name of the Lord. So he's saying somebody's proud of, generally people are proud of what? Oh, I'm born in a such and such family. You know, जानते नहीं मैं कौन हूँ? Aishwarya. If they have a lot of power, Aishwarya, fame. Shruti, learning. Oh, I learn. I know all the Vedas. I know all the Puranas. What you will teach me. And Shrivi, wealth. If people are proud of these things, they actually cannot chant your names. So therefore, if you have to chant the holy names of the Lord, what we need? Humility. So one may be wealthy, one may be beautiful, not a problem. But one should be humble. Understand? Krishna has given these things to serve him. And I need blessings of Vaishnavas. I need blessings of the Lord. So that thing person should understand. Then only one will be able to utter the holy names of the Lord. And that's why you see, when people are very proud of their wealth, very difficult to preach them also. they will not accept that God is there. Only when something will fall from the head and say, let us inquire about God also. There. Till then, people will not, okay, our life, we are enjoying life, everything is going, why we need God? You sadhus, you come, you unnecessarily talk about Gita, you do this and this, there, why you're doing so much Gita? There. But when problem will come, then they become humble to listen. So only when we are humble, we'll find a great taste in chanting. And therefore, a devotee should not glorify himself. हमने ये किया, हमने वो किया. You should understand whatever you are doing is Lord's mercy, whatever you are doing. So they will humble a spirit. So this all things cannot attract Krishna. Then what can attract Krishna? Namo kinchana vittaya nivritta guna vittaye atma ramaya shantaya kevalaya pate namaha. I offer my respects to he who treasures and allied devotees, who divide or matter interests, who disinterest in those who are not devotees, who forgives his devotees and helps the devotees desiring relation. Means those who don't have any other desire than you, my Lord. Such devotees attracts you. There. Those who are, and you are not interested in those not your devotees. And somebody may say, Lord, are you partial? Like sometimes Lord will help the demigods and kill the demons, like Hiranyakashipu. So is the Lord partial? No. People think like that. Bhutanam, you can, or people may think, okay, Lord, you held the Pandavas, not the Kauravas. So is a Krishna partial? No. That's what I'm saying. Oh Lord, you are the destroyer of the offenders, the controller, without being your hand, the most powerful, equal to all, moving everywhere in all living beings, and the abode of conflicting qualities. There. You're not unjust because you show some attachment to the devotee, indifference to matter, assistance to some, institution to others. Actually, people have conflict. And because the Lord gives suffering and bliss, is equal and prejudice, is unmerciful and merciful. Yeah. So basically, see, Duryodhana and party, they have done so much injustice to Pandavas. So if a if a mother has two child, one child is beating the other child, what the mother will do? The child who's beating the other child, mother will take his ears only and hold, no? Because mother love both the child. Mother love that child also, this child also. So in the same way, Krishna loves everybody. Even when Duryodhana's thighs were broken, Krishna was feeling bad. So Duryodhana also Krishna's child, yes or no? Karna also Krishna's child. Many times people say, oh, why Krishna favored Arjuna, not Karna? Actually, Krishna loves Karna also, and therefore Krishna had gone to Karna. Why not you come to the side of that? But Karna said, अरे हमने नमक खाया, हम दुर्योधन की साइड पे. But he forgot that नमक भी तो भगवान कृष्ण ने दिया है दुर्योधन को. करके, and seeing Krishna is asking, come and take side. So Krishna loves everybody. Krishna loves Duryodhana, Krishna loves Karna, Krishna loves Pandavas. But some people, when they encroach upon others, then Krishna will teach them a good lesson to others. Just like a mother who is beating one child, who is beating the other child, mother will show a stick to the child who is beating. Because mother wants all my child should be happy. And then Krishna, she talks about why Krishna had taken birth. And after telling that, and then she said, Gopi Adadito Ekratagasi Dham Tavat Etadashavakalendana Samrakshanam Bhaktam Ninaye Bhaya Bhavana Tasya. So when Kunti had saw, now Krishna is there, he's a supreme Lord. She is praying Namasya Purushatu Adya. And same Krishna, Kunti had seen in the courtyard of Yashoda. That Yashoda is running. He had heard that how Yashoda is running behind Krishna. And Krishna is crying. Can you imagine? Krishna is crying and Yashoda is running behind you and catching. And saying, how it's possible? Yashoda is catching you like this. And fear personified fears you. And you are fearing Yashoda. Saying this, I am getting bewildered by God. Seeing this, I am getting bewildered. Kunti is praying. Because Kunti, see what is the difference between Devaki, Kunti and Yashoda? See, Kunti has a Aishwarya Bhava for Krishna. Kunti has a Aishwarya Bhava for Krishna. Devaki has Vatsalya plus Aishwarya for Krishna. How Vatsalya? Because Krishna is child. Even Krishna appeared in four-handed form. So first he offered prayers of Aishwarya. Oh Lord, you're the supreme Lord, great. Then he said, oh Lord, please become my child, so I will lead you and feed you. Then she developed Vatsalya. But Yashoda has no Aishwarya, he's only Vatsalya for Krishna. He don't. Somebody tell also, Krishna is God. Bhad mein jaye God. I only love my child Krishna. So Yashoda's love is complete pure love without any Aishwarya. But since we are doing sadhana bhakti, right? So when we are doing sadhana bhakti, in what bhav we have to love the Lord? In what bhav we have to love the Lord while we are doing sadhana bhakti? Yeah, as that we are servant of Krishna there. And as we progress, then Krishna will reveal those rasas, then we can understand that. You got the point. But in our state, we cannot artificially jump and talk about Krishna. There. See Krishna as a son, Krishna as a friend. In this stage, we cannot do that. There. So Krishna is feeling bewildered and said, "You are unborn, but you have taken birth. And two, because you promised to Vasudeva and Devaki, that's how you came. And the reason for your appearance, okay, to remove the burden of earth, you came. And to increase the process Shavan Kirtan. See, unless Lord does Leela, can we hear his pastime what we are hearing now? So does his pastime to increase Shavan Kirtan, he comes, his mother. And then she says, so she concludes that actually, Lord, you come. So some say that you have appeared in this world to help those suffering to the action of rising or meditation by engaging them in hearing and remembering about you. So you do come this world, do the Leela, so that people get attracted to you. They hear your Leela and get attracted to you. Come. And then she said, who can see Krishna? If you want to see Krishna, this is a formula to see Krishna. Sharnavan, please repeat this. Sharnavanti gayanti girnanti abhikshnasha. Ismaranti nandanti tabe hitam cha. Taeva pashyanti achirena tavakam. Bhav pramao paramam padam. So those who constantly, abhikshnasha means constantly. Shanavanti, hear, sing. Grinanti, Shrivanti, remember. Ismaranti, and even Nandanti. Nandanti means even others do you take place. Others are doing kirtan and you are also enjoying. That also is counted. There. So those who do this, remember you, sing, and talk to others about their activities. They see your lotus feet. Tavakam, Padambujam. They see your lotus feet. And because they see your lotus feet, they call a cycle of birth. She's telling very simple formula. What you have to do, simply Shanavanti, hear about Krishna, chant the holy names of Krishna, and speak the glories to others. Soon you will see Krishna's lotus feet. And you see Krishna's lotus feet, you find Krishna's shelter, then you will not have to take birth again in this world. Isn't it beautiful? So you're spending this 1 hour every Tuesday, right? So is your ticket back to Godhead? Krishna says the first qualification of a devotee to go back to Godhead is his eagerness to hear. Is his eagerness to hear. So many of you also come for Sunday programs, and still you have your office, house duties, and still you're making a चांस कि अभी 8 से 9 को टीवी भी नहीं देखना है, सीरियल बंद कर देने का है, अब भागवतम कथा सुनना है. That sacrifices please Krishna. Right? So, see, you're coming from now, it had been the 8th session or probably the 9th session because fun was the introduction session. So you're coming regularly and hearing this. So Krishna gets very pleased. And this is the way, if you're hearing it attentively, not just for a formality, if you're hearing it attentively, what we're discussing, that is making you coming closer to Krishna. And eventually, Krishna will reveal his lotus feet when you keep hearing about Krishna like this. There. That's the only way in Kali Yuga that whatever ashram you are, whatever situation you are, you don't have to change the situation. Right? Just hear about Krishna from his devotees. That's the only thing in Kali Yuga so powerful, and chant his holy names. There. And this is Kunti Maharaj giving the secret. And in fact, when we hear about Krishna, we forget about our problems also by hearing about Krishna. And when you don't hear about Krishna, a small problem looks so big. Aaj hi ho gaya, aaj ho gaya. When you hear about Krishna, you hear the scriptures and you understand, oh, everything is so relative in this world. Everything is so relative in this world. And you come out of it. And that's the beauty of Krishna consciousness. And I'm sorry it's already 9, but this prayers are so beautiful. I can't help to stop. And she's praying, Lord, today you are leaving. Kunti is praying. See, very amazing. When you are in difficulty, you want God to be around you. And when you're enjoying, thoda God nahi rahenge to acha, so we can enjoy nicely. If some senior personalities are seeing you, we can't enjoy life. How many of you have seen that? We're very restricted in our life. So now Krishna had won the kingdom for them, and Krishna is leaving. Kunti should be happy. Okay, chalo, abhi ja rahe hain, abhi hum aaram se enjoy karenge, itna samay safar kiya. But say, no, Lord, you are going. Many kings were inimical to us. They will again attack us. We need you, my Lord. Please don't go. You're done here. So she is saying as an excuse that Krishna stay back. Please don't leave. She's feeling so much separation of Krishna. See, anybody who has associated with Krishna, he cannot leave Krishna. What to say associated with Krishna? Anybody who's heard about Krishna cannot stop hearing about Krishna. And say, Lord, what is our use? Just like if life here is not there in a body, is there any use of the body? Same with Krishna, if you are not there, we Pandavas have no glory, no name, no fame. Krishna, you are our life. Please don't leave us. And then she's praying, Lord, you see, Hastinapur is so beautiful because your lotus feet is there. If you leave, so many problems will come here. So please don't go, my Lord. And it says, and then see, the Lord's lotus feet has many beautiful signs. Sachinta ed bhagvatas charanara vinda vaj ankushada sararu lanchanadhyam uttunga rakta vilasanna kachakravala joshna biharat mahas divya andakara. So once you meditate on Lord's lotus feet, marked with thunderbolt. There are 16 symbols on Krishna's lotus feet. The sign of thunderbolt, sign of lotus flower, sign of umbrella, thunderbolt. So the thunderbolt, just like thunderbolt break the mountains, Krishna's lotus feet, meditation on Krishna's lotus feet, break the mountain of sin in our life. Just like elephant goad controls the elephant. Same way, Krishna's lotus feet controls our mad elephant like mind. The victory flag gives victory to his devotees. So, like that, one should meditate on Krishna's lotus feet and say, Lord, you are going. The thriving land filled with verdant trees, forests, mountain rivers has grown prosperous by your glance because you are glancing. See, Prakriti is producing everything for Krishna's pleasure. Where Krishna is there, is producing. See, when people utilize the resources for God consciousness, Prakriti is happy. When people use the resources for their own exploitation, selfish reason, the Prakriti is not happy. And oh Lord. Now, one problem is happening with Kunti. You know what problem? And Krishna is with the Pandavas, with the Vishnu. So Kunti is thinking, oh, my relatives really suffering without Krishna Yadus. And when Krishna is the Yadus, Kunti is thinking, oh, my son Pandavas really suffering. So her mind, rather than fixing on Krishna, is thinking of the relatives. She said, oh Lord, cut this bondage, which takes the mind. See, Krishna's family is a devotee family, and his relationship also very family there. Like his love for the Pandavas is spiritual because she raised the Pandavas in a Krishna conscious way. Krishna Pandavas is a Krishna devotee. But Kanti Maharani is saying Sneha Pasham Chandivam Vishu Pandvishu. The thoughts, the family attachment which are taking me away from your thoughts, break those family relationships. There. The spiritual family relationship, you keep my Lord, and the material affection, which is keeping my mind away from you, break that. And then she said, Taim Ananya Vishyamati Madhupate Sakrat, Rati Mudra Dadda Ganga Muva Madanmurti. See, Ganga starts from Gangotri, goes up till Ganga Sagar. Trading is something 2,000 miles or 1,000 miles track. Ganges travels there. So many blockages come, so many mountains come, but Ganga never stops. So Kunti is saying, Lord, let my mati also never stop, goes behind you, my Lord. Let my mati be fixed on you. Let it not get obstructed by anything else. Let me remember you. There. So she's praying for Krishna's remembrance. That Krishna, always I remember you. Krishna is in front, but Kunti is praying, Lord, let me not forget you. Let my mati always travel to you. Let nothing else obstruct my mati to come to you, Krishna. And that's what Kunti is praying. So beautiful it is. Just as the Ganga carries a full stream of water to the ocean, the shelter of small and large rivers, may mind also carries affection to you, call the shelter of all the deities. And then she concludes, Sri Krishna Krishna Sakha Vrishni Vishband Rajanya Vanshaha Dhanap Varga Virya Govinda Gurja Surati Haravtara Yogeshwar Guru Bhagavan Namaste. There. O Krishna, friend of Arjuna, best of the others, destroyer of the kings who harm the earth, Lord of undiminished strength, Lord of all the cows, destroy the suffering of the cow, master of yoga, guru of all people, Lord, I offer respects to you. And then chapter over, and then the lamentation of Yudhishthira comes. There. So Yudhishthira is lamenting that why he killed so many people on the battlefield, which I will take up with the next session. So I complete the which I'll take with the 9 chapters. Beautiful. But there's a beautiful prayers of Kunti Maharaj. I hope you like this prayers. And okay, any questions? Any question any devotee has? Okay, Vibhuti. Yes, Vibhuti Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So my question was, it is right that we mostly remember Krishna when we face some obstacles or some setbacks in life. But it is at the same time, it is also true that as soon as things get better, at least with me, like we tend to forget like Krishna. So in that case, like what should we do so that we remember it, like the Lord in
So,
the good?
yes.
Yeah,
So therefore, the process of sadhana is like suppose how many rounds you chant every day?
I try to do one round every day.
Yes. So when life is good, you should chant 2 rounds. So that way you remember Krishna,
Okay.
isn't it? So by chanting the holiness of the Lord, see whether we are happy or sad, whether life is going good or bad, we every day chant the holiness of the Lord. So that makes sure we
Hmm.
every day remembering Krishna, isn't
Okay.
it? Yeah. So when we do some sadhana, like daily reading Srila Prabhupada books, hearing to classes, chanting the holy name of the Lord, we do it daily, whether life is going good or bad. So that brings us steadiness in our relationship with Krishna. Right?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, Tara Chandran.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Uh, I was wondering, there are a couple of TV channels, Hare Krishna TV. One is music, and one is I think everything comes up. The Pravachan and Gita Path and Mandir Darshan, everything comes. Is it? I'm presuming it is all official content which comes in those channels, right? And it is okay to watch whatever they are showing. What is your view on that?
Yeah, Hare Krishna TV is the official channel of ISKCON, and only proper things come. But at the same time, we should take guidance from some devotees whom we should hear, whom we should not hear. Of course, if you're hearing someone within ISKCON is always safer than hearing outside ISKCON, because one should hear in one parampara. Whatever parampara one's following, one should hear in that. Then one's conclusion things remain concluded there. So there could be many other Vaishnava Sampradayas, but one should hear in one's line. But also, even in a sponsor, there are a variety of devotees. So one should have guidance from one mentor. We should have a mentor whom is guiding us, and we should ask them whom we should hear, whom we should not hear.
Okay.
Within that, or selectively who few 2 3 personalities we can hear. Because if you hear everybody, you always get a little confused also, because different devotees will emphasize different things. But when you hear 2 3 particular things fall in line with the devotees guiding you, it's always more effective.
Yeah, I'm just wondering about those small, sometimes like this Ekadashi, that Ekadashi, they have small short videos to explain the importance of those days and all
But they
those
are
kind of
from
short videos.
they are from the scriptures only. In
Those
Skanda
content
Puran,
is fine, right? We can
yes,
watch
yes,
when.
we can.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hitendra Prabhu. हरे कृष्ण
प्रभु जी एक क्वेश्चन था छोटा सा। लास्ट टाइम जो क्विज था हमारा, उसमें एक क्वेश्चन था अबाउट लाइक किलिंग ऑफ एनिमल्स एंड एनिमल ईटिंग, इट वाज रिलेटेड टू दैट। के अंदर में एक लाइन थी, तो थोड़ा सा उसका मतलब कंफ्यूजिंग थोड़ा सा लगा था, तो मैंने सोचा आपसे पूछ लेता हूँ। उसके अंदर में एक लाइन थी, फॉर द एनिमल ईटर्स द स्क्रिप्चर्स हैव सैंक्शनड रेस्ट्रिक्टेड एनिमल सैक्रिफाइसेस ओनली, एंड सच सैंक्शंस आर देयर जस्ट टू रेस्ट्रिक्ट द ओपनिंग ऑफ स्लॉटर हाउसेज एंड नॉट टू एनकरेज एनिमल किलिंग। इसके थोड़ा सा मेरे को कंफ्यूजिंग लगा, तो आप थोड़ा एक्सप्लेन कर पाएंगे इसको?
See, क्या होता है? Now the sacrifice is banned. Previously, if somebody has to do meat eating, they will not go to slaughterhouse and they like Kshatriyas, they will get them they will go and hunt the animals there, and then they will offer it in the sacrifice and then take it. So उससे क्या होता है? The sin was less for them, and many of the if the sacrifice is successful, they may get the life also back, the animals there. Like in Ashwamedh Yajna and Gomedh Yajna, they will get a human form of life back there. And sometimes they will offer it for the Shraddha ceremony, and then they eat the flesh. But see, because they've killed the animal, reactions will still come to them. But they offer it there, so that would restrict their eating. Because अरे पहले लाओ, फिर ऐसे करो, वो करो, कौन इतना झंझट करे, बेटर वेजिटेबल फूड खा के शांत हो जाओ. You got the point there. Sometimes the Kshatriyas were hungry and there is nothing in the forest. So they may kill animals and offer it in the sacrifice in the forest only and then take it there. So like this to save lives. So that's why such kind of concessions were given. But today what has happened, mechanized slaughterhouses, they are the very bad ways of animal killing and painful.
प्रभु जी, इससे ही रिलेटेड, जैसे अभी कुछ एक रिलीजन्स के अंदर में नॉनवेज बहुत ज्यादा खाया जाता है, वो बलि देना, कुर्बानी करना एंड ऑल। कभी जब करते हैं तो उनका ये काउंटर क्वेश्चन होता है कि भाई कुर्बानी एंड ऑल तो तुम लोगों के यहाँ पे भी होती है।
But in Kali Yuga it is banned. And that's why Buddha came to stop all the sacrifice of animals. And yes, for Kali they do, but they are lower forms of dharma. And in that only, and what they say when they're cutting a goat in front of Kali, what they say? Mamsa. Today I am killing you, tomorrow you will kill me.
Okay.
Just because you're doing violence in front of Kali doesn't mean you don't receive the reactions of that violence. So many places come, even the kings, they will kill animals. Those animals will kill the king tomorrow. After death, animals will attack the king, certain body. So those reactions will come, whatever pain you will give to the other animals. So better to be non-violent and eat a veggie food offered to Krishna. So therefore, one of the regular principle is no meat eating.
Thank you.
Okay, any other question? Okay, so since today we went